After completing the resource summary, we move on to geometry. And this section is identical to the heritage place geometry. So if you've used that before, it should be very straightforward to use. So in this case, I'm going to manually draw my geometry on, but you can also upload it. The site in question is located here in Southwest Yemen. Remember to double click to finish the polygon. Add a location certainty and the certainty of your extent. And you can add the geometry chart should you desire. Remember to click add after each of those to ensure that the data is indeed imported. After completing our geometry card, we move on to the geography card. And this is broadly similar to the equivalent card for Heritage Place, except you'll see some of the extra address fields are missing, and there are 2 extra fields specific to geoarchaeology, maritime region type, and overall location type. The first thing to do is set your country, pick from the drop-down list, and then if your site is offshore or it's below the low water mark, you can select the maritime region. And these are simply taken from the United Nations Conference of the Law of the Sea. They're standard terms used: territorial waters, international waters, exclusive economic zone. My site, the beach ridges in Yemen, are on land, they're above high water, so I do not need to fill this field in. Add the grid ID, the same grid as you were using for Heritage Place. And then finally you have overall location type. And this gives you an indication as to whether the geoarchaeological feature you're mapping is based on actual data, some sort of interpolation between scattered bits of evidence, or an observed geoarchaeological boundary. So in my case, for example, I can see the edge of the beach ridges, and I can see where they start, and I can see where they stopped. So in this case, I'm using the observed geoarchaeological boundary. If, for example, I was dealing with a site with a number of scattered core samples, which all show the same sediment layer, I might draw a large polygon to cover all of those, in which case then I would choose interpolated boundary. But in this case, observed geoarchaeological boundary is fine because I can see where my geoarchaeological feature starts and where it stops, and simply click add to add that data to the resource model.